You don't need to look so worried. Maya grinned, noticing how concerned James looked about her getting back up. Maya winced due to the ankle, but not to the degree when she first injured it. We don't know how long the ointment's effects will last, so be careful. Let me know how your ankle is doing, and we can take a break, James instructed her. He furrowed his brows. Don't try to ignore the pain from your ankle just because you're worried about a situation. If your ankle gets worse, then it'll cause us more problems. With one hand on James' shoulder for balance, she waved her other hand dismissively. Okay, Mom. James stared at her. Okay, I got it. Maya's face became red. I'll tell you if it starts hurting. Stop staring at me like that. She looked away from him. Hey, I'm just worried about you. James placed a hand on top of Maya's hand on his shoulder. Maya didn't answer and just nodded. Since we stopped, why don't we check in on chat? With how much my bracelet has been vibrating, I suspect that they're worried about us. James raised his bracelet to look at the screen. Currently, lines were flying across the screen as people were furiously typing their concerns. Maya's going to be fine. We just need to keep an eye on it. The ointment seems to be doing its job for the moment, though we don't know for how long. James turned to look at the camera and talk to those watching the broadcast. There were plenty of people that asked how Maya was doing and whether there was anything they could do to help. This came with large donations of guild points. I think we have enough guild points to let you bathe inside the ointment we just used with how much our viewers have donated. James looked at Maya and grinned. Looking at the camera, Maya said, Thank you, all. I really appreciate your concern. I'll make sure to get out of here alive and get healed up as soon as possible. She then used her free hand to touch her lips and blow the audience a kiss. James could feel his bracelet blow up with donations from Maya's action. He smirked, not knowing whether Maya knew that her showing them so much affection would cause such a reaction. Let's start heading out. Since we can't run, it'll be a while before we even reach the edge of the forest, James said to Maya. If jogging was going to take several days, then their walking speed could take a week. In the back of his mind, he was thinking how the guild may be forced to send out adventurers to rescue them. He was glad that they were in a legitimate emergency, since the guild would charge them a hefty fee if the emergency request was unnecessary. As if knowing what James was thinking about, Maya asked, How long do you think it'll be until the guild sends out adventurers? I suspect that they'll send out people by the time Adam and the others reach the guild. Adam will inform the guild, and they'll realize that it'll take us much longer to get out of danger. That's on top of the rock bear inside this place, James said. Thinking of the adventurers that would be sent out, despite knowing that there was a level 40 or above rock bear, made James feel guilty. They would be walking into a dangerous situation just to save one of their own. Of course, the reward provided by the guild would also be a motivating factor. Helping Maya get closer to him, James wrapped an arm around her waist. Let's head out, James said. Nodding, Maya started moving forward with the help of James stabilizing her. Though they didn't jog, James tried to help Maya go slightly faster than a natural walking pace. The key was to not go too fast where they place an unnecessary burden on Maya's foot, but not go too slow where it'd take forever to get out of the forest. This was all occurring while James tried not to think about what they'd do if a monster were to attack them.